It's a gorgeous day. Come on. Come on. This is definitely like fall weather. Very, very nice. I'm just waiting for Her Highness to come out and we can sit down and have a coffee chat in my new mug. I want to be where the people are. Not really. I'd rather stay at home. I had to make my coffee twice. Yep, it got brewed twice. The first time I brewed it, and I went to pour myself a cup, and it's like, it looks like iced tea. I can see right through it. It looks like iced tea. The bag, kind of folded over. So, yeah, round two, which is a lot better. Oh, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, I ordered coffee, not iced tea. What's going on? If somebody, roofing. Somebody's hammering, working on the roof. Yep, oh, she is out. Get some fresh air. Enjoy this weather while we can. Alright, well, we might have some hammering in the background, but that's okay. On and off. Yes, I finally get to enjoy coffee on one of my new mugs. The other mug is my Stitch mug, the clear one, and I used that for our last coffee chat. Somebody else also loves that mug. Yes, not my kids. No, my big kid, my hubby, likes that coffee mug. He's been drinking his water out of it, and I'm like, excuse me, that's my mug. Like, what do you think you're doing? Yeah, so I might have to go back to Marshall's and see if they have another one. They also had marble, so maybe I'll grab a marble, and maybe I'll play it safe and grab 3 more, maybe another Stitch and 2 marble ones in case the boys decide they like that mug too. It's like, yeah, because I noticed that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And I've only used that mug once. He's used it more than I have. Like, what the heck? Oh, yeah, he likes it, so yeah, yeah, I might have to make a trip back to Marshall's. Yeah, but I love this mug, Little Mermaid. I don't have a Little Mermaid mug, I do now, and I never had like a Ariel mug, so yeah, love it. And it's a Stephanie size mug, nice and big enough to hold like 2 cups of coffee. Yeah. Which I will enjoy, and fill it back up again. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful out here and it's nice. It has been hot, like it's been nice in the morning, but then it gets hot, so I'm not sure if it's going to do that, but this feels really nice. This weather can stick around. Yeah, it really can. Yeah, so if you saw a couple of my stories, let's do a little story time. In case you didn't see my stories, the squirrel ones. Yes, the squirrel. This guy right here, the culprit. Okay, so if you've been following and watching my videos for a while, we have been having a squirrel issue. We actually had a squirrel in our house in the boys' bedroom, and like Big Brother says, expect the unexpected. But I did not expect having a squirrel in my house, and I don't want wildlife in my house unless they're gonna do the chores for me and clean the house. Okay, that's the deal. If you're gonna come into my house, you gotta do the chores. It was just crazy, and we eventually got him out, but it took the majority of the day, yeah, just to get him to go out. And squirrels aren't the smartest. They do forget 80% of the time where they buried their nuts. So, because we had the window open, and you would think he would see that and go right out. No, he was going all over the bedroom, nowhere near the window. It's like we had to direct him in that direction and be like, look, here's your escape, all planned out, open your eyes. And then he figured it out eventually. But yeah, so we figured out where he came from. We patched up that hole, and all was good for a few months. And then in our bedroom we started to hear the scratching, and you're like, why, deja vu, here we go again. And it's only like maybe sometimes in the afternoon we hear it, and like at nighttime. And not every day, and we have looked all around our house, outside, up and down, to see if we can find a hole. We we had other people also look around our house to see if they saw something that we missed. They didn't see anything. The hubby had his friend come down from Ottawa. He comes down like every summer for a few days to visit, and he looked around our house and he couldn't see anything. And it was like, what the heck? And we don't have a chimney. We do not have a chimney, so it's not getting, through, the chimney. This house used to have a chimney, but they took it down. So yeah, there's no chimney, because that would be my first thought too, chimney. But no. And like, we don't know. Obviously it's getting somewhere, it's squeezing in somewhere, but there's no visible like holes in the siding. I don't know. It's a mystery. At this point, I'm starting to believe that there's a doorway that's invisible that only the squirrel can see. And it's just like, because when you can't find the entranceway, it drives you crazy. It's like it's a mystery, and you want to solve it, but your name's not Nancy Drew, or Agatha Christie, right? Miss Marple or Poirot, right? Like, yeah, I need one of them. Like, okay, solve the mystery. Like, where is this stinking hole? We looked everywhere. Yeah. So, and we did have the cage set up in our bedroom. That's why I have another hole in our wall where the slanted ceiling is. And that was my breaking point for our bedroom, because after that I was just like, you know what, I'm done, forget it. Because it was one thing after another. I'm trying to redo our bedroom, and it's almost done. I'm almost at the finish line, but like the pandemic didn't help. Going back and forth between online learning and in-class learning did not help. And you add a squirrel in the mix and all these extra holes I have to get patched up. It's like, yeah, I'm done, like, I didn't sign up for this, and yeah, it's just very, yeah, it's just, a setback and another setback to add to the list. And all I have to do is, touch up the paint and fix the holes. I think I can fix the holes, because like the hubby and I are not, really handy that way. I could do a little bit, but like the bigger holes, I don't know. So I've been like looking up on YouTube videos how to patch up holes, and like my dad would help us, but the thing is, our bedroom is upstairs and he has hard time with stairs, so I don't want him to have to deal with our stairs. Like, he can handle like maybe like a few, but not like as many as we have. And so yeah, so hopefully one day, and then I might just patch up like inside the closet, and if the other holes aren't patched up, I don't care, I'll put the room together and I'll do a video, and it's just, that's real life. But yeah, it's just like when we started hearing that squirrel and they cut another hole in the wall, and it was like, I'm done. Motivation just left the door. Yeah, the motivation went that way, out the door. Yeah. 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 So, but I am almost done, and I am starting slowly to finish what I need to finish in our bedroom. Last week I cleaned my side, and I hung a picture on the wall, so we are looking pretty good. Yep. and just have to deal with the other side of the room, which is always the messiest. Why is that? Why is one side of your bedroom always messier than the other side? Yeah. So yeah, so because we started hearing him again, it's like, oh great, you know. So yeah, so we did have the cage in there, but we never caught him. So we thought, okay, we're going to move the cage outside, and the hubby put peanut butter as bait. And the other day, we caught one. We caught Slappy the squirrel from Animaniacs, yes. But thank goodness she did not have dynamite on her. Hmm. Yeah, oh my gosh. Unfortunately, I will say now that it's not the one that's in our bedroom, so we are still looking for one in our bedroom. And I know we might not even catch it, I know, because there's lots of neighborhood squirrels around here. But the hubby seems to think that it's a black one. So, and that's the one that was in the house, was a black one, so maybe. Because we have black squirrels, we have your grayish, brownish squirrels. So, yeah. So it wasn't the one because when we released it, the next day, the hubby started to hear stuff, you know, the scratching. I was like, oh, come on. I was really hoping he was culprit, but unfortunately he's not, or she. But yeah, and I was the one who, you know, because once a country girl, always a country girl. I grew up in the country. The hubby grew up in the city. And growing up, we were always outside. You know, we were outside every summer, you know, like 24/7. Like, we were outside because technology was poop back then. There was no technology. There was, like, no, you know, I mean, Nintendo's, like, even when Nintendo started out, you know, I remember back then, like, all my friends having one, but we never had one because it was too expensive. And yeah, they are expensive. You know, not as expensive probably as it was today. So, woo, yeah. But yeah, technology, like, you know, like, yeah, like, you know, at a certain point, it started to take off, especially when we got the internet. But even then, you know, it's nothing compared to today, obviously. Like, we were still outside. We were still making mud pies, playing in the ditch, and, you know, playing outside and just like playing volleyball or whatever sport. And I would usually go out and play catch. Yeah, with my dad, or if I was by myself, I would just, you know, throw it up in the air and catch the ball, and or I would hit it because we had a big property, so I could like actually hit the baseball away from the house. So of course away from the house and cars. But yeah, there's the culprit right there, maybe black squirrel in the fence. So yeah, and like I remember like at nighttime, you know, like when the opossum and the squirrels, like when winter came around, they would come up close to the house because they were looking for food, and they would set off the sensor light, right? And I would like always be so like, oh, you know, oh, that he's so cute, you know, like, can I bring him inside? You know, the answer is always no. I know. I know people don't like possums, but like possums are cute in their own way, and they do have a purpose because they eat ticks. So yeah, God made possums for a reason. Hmm. They take care of the ticks. But yeah, I used to just love watching them. Yep. And I would feed them too. So yeah. Yeah. So oh my gosh, get away. It's the same stinking bee. Oh, okay, Lois is inside, and that's a good thing because oh my gosh, there's like hawks. There's like 3 up 4. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's one. I caught one. There was 4. Of course, I turned the camera on them, and I just get like 1. But okay, yeah, she went back inside. The hammering. She didn't like the hammering. But yeah, so because the hubby was going to do it, and when I went to check on him, he was like still, he was still like just looking at it. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it, you know. So I come outside and I pick up the cage, and the squirrel is like a chatterbox, and he's probably cussing at me in his own language. And he's having a bad day, so I don't blame him. I would be ticked too. And put him in the car. We put cardboard on the bottom, and it's a good thing we did because he did poop. But he pooped on the cardboard, so all good. And we drove to a wood area. Now, if my parents still lived at the homestead, they moved a year ago. I cannot believe it's been a year. It's officially been a year. Like, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. Yeah, and it still feels like yesterday we were helping them move and get ready, and yeah, it's nuts. Time goes by so fast. So if they still lived at the homestead, because we lived in the country, we could have released it there, but we went somewhere that was like around the area, because if you don't go far enough they can come back, find their way home. Sure, they can find their way home, but they can't find their nuts. Like, oh, what? That doesn't make sense. But yeah. So I was the one, I picked it up because it was like the cage was right by the shed. I picked it up, put it in the trunk of the car. We drove to where we were going to release it, and I took it out of the car and placed it on the grass. And one time I was like a little bit nervous was when I had to because the hubby had to explain to me how to open the cage, and you had to kind of push down and lift it up. So I was like a little bit nervous on that part, but when I did, he went off to make new squirrel friends, and I didn't have any squirrels up my legs or in my pants, because I was thinking of the Phineas and Ferb song. Yeah, if you watch Phineas and Ferb. That was my cartoon the boys loved watching. That was like one of the first cartoons they got hooked on, was Phineas and Ferb. And the squirrel, there's squirrels in my pants song. Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. But all was good, and he's making new friends. Yeah, it was just crazy seeing 4 hawks. Man, I'm not sure where they went, but yeah. But yeah, so that was our little afternoon adventure, and I was upstairs watching Yellowstone, and yeah, got interrupted. But yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with the squirrel. I mean, we need to figure out where they're, well, not they, but well, I don't know how many are up there. And then I find out our Humane Society posted on their social media, because when we had that big storm and it was really windy, and people have been finding squirrels, because guess what? Squirrels not only have babies in the spring, but they have babies late summer. Why? Having babies once a year isn't enough. They have to show off and have another litter, or whatever they're called, seriously. And it's okay, I did not want to hear that, because it's late summer, and we don't know if there are babies up there, but and you don't want them in your house, obviously, because they can do damage, and we can't afford that kind of damage. So they need to get out. So yeah, we're still working on that. It's a battle. It really is. Yep. So yeah, we just have to figure it out where it's coming in. But yeah, that was our squirrel. So I would do a little story time on that. Yeah, and it was our last week of, our last few days of summer vacation, which is so weird. I know. I'm going to miss sleeping in. It's been so nice, and it's just been nice not making lunches and, helping out with homework. Oh, it's been blissful. I hope the boys don't get a lot of homework. Henry, if he got homework, it was always online, but it was still, that's hard to get him to do it online. Casey would come home with homework every stinking week, and I got to a point where I got so fed up, because I'm the one that always has to help them with homework, and it's just when it's every week, it's you get enough. Stop sending homework home. Only projects should be done at home, and studying for tests, that's it. Yeah, and it was just it gets to a point where it's yeah, no. Because you get frustrated, and I don't have time, not when it's every week, yeah. And it was usually easy stuff. Sometimes it was stuff like it was a little bit harder. But yeah, Henry will be going to grade 5, which is crazy, and Casey will be going into grade 4, which is just crazy. What happened? Like, still feels like yesterday they started kindergarten, and you're like, okay, yep, you do 2 years of kindergarten, and before you know it, you blink and they graduate kindergarten, and they go into grade 1, and now it's like, wow, Henry is like, 3 years away from grade 8, and it's like, stop. Yeah, I am not prepared. like, how do I stop this? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I watched Sweet Magolias on Netflix. I think there were, how many episodes? Around 8. Never enough. So this was season 3, and to you too. I didn't really enjoy it as much as the first 2 seasons. And Jamie Lynn Spears is in this series, and that could be partially why I didn't really enjoy it, because I think she got more screen time this season than the other 2 seasons, and I don't really like her, obviously, because, like, you can't be like Britney Spears' sister and know what she's going through and not help her at all. Like, no, and I don't really like her. Her acting wasn't really good. It was like, it was kind of boring. Like, how do people get acting jobs if they can't act? Like honestly, because her acting was just like, it was boring. It just, yeah. So, but yeah, the season I think wasn't as exciting as the first 2 seasons. Like, it was still good. It's still watchable. And I hope we do get a couple more seasons at least. Excuse me. And, because, there's still a story there to be told. I guess I can see them going for at least a couple more seasons. But yeah. And there was just one storyline, like, with Helen, and it was like, really, this is the direction they went, the writers. It just seemed like the girls were having a fight, and it was over something stupid, and it was like, really? Like, I don't know. Yeah. But it was still, enjoyable. I think I watched it in 2 days. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. Pretty soon I have to go through the back to school stuff and pack that stuff up, get them all ready. Henry still wants to do online learning, and I'm like, yeah, nope, fat chance, that's not gonna happen. That ship has sailed far, far away, and it ain't coming back. So, no, you're going to school. Oh, no. Stinking the pandemic, it's like, yeah. Yeah, the aftermath of the pandemic, right? Yep. Alright, so I think I am going to finish my coffee and get something to eat. I think that's all that I had to talk about. I think so. Just going to soak up the last few days of summer vacation and really not do much. Just soak it up, yeah. Before we have to, get back into schedules, and yeah, I mean, it will be nice. It will be nice to get back into routine. It will take a while, a week or 2 to get used to it, but yeah, one day at a time. 1 cup of coffee at a time, yeah. And believe me, we will need all the coffee in the world, yeah, because I have to get up at an ungodly hour, so bring on the coffee, yeah. Alright, so I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for having a coffee chat with me. We'll see you guys next fun video. Take care, be blessed, and ta-ta for now. Bye.